How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading with the price that's going up or down. Société Générale's crypto division first to gain full license from French regulator. A crypto business owned by the banking group Société Générale has become the first entity in France to become licensed as a digital asset provider. This was a part of a two-tier step where you had to do more stringent licensing requirements to get the second tier to be able to do this, and they're the only company to have this license. There are 80 other companies that have the base license, but none of them have secured the full license until now. So that's about the main thing of this, so that's good for them, so they'll be able to hold and store people's crypto assets and be a crypto service provider. XRP gained 6% on possible SEC settlement conference, Ripple Metaverse investment. Not worry about the Ripple Metaverse because we've already talked about that, but this is more on the SEC case. XRP's surge came following further developments in the ongoing case between the United States SEC and Ripple, as the judge directed both parties to agree on a date for a possible settlement for a conference. On Monday, Judge Elisa Torres gave the landmark verdict, referred to the case to the District Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn for general pretrial. Magistrate Netburn will address the pretrial motions, discovery disputes, and also preside over settlement conferences and pass recommendations to the judge for a final verdict. Netburn recommended the two parties hold a settlement conference if they believe it would be productive at this time. Assassin's Creed creator Ubisoft throws weight behind Cronos blockchain, so this is a pretty good move for Cronos and Ubisoft. Video game giant Ubisoft continues to expand its reach in the burgeoning NFT gaming space, today joining forces with yet another blockchain network as a validator. Ubisoft will operate a node on the open source network that is interoperable with both Ethereum and Cosmos for the Cronos network. In a post announcing the move, Cronos Labs said that Ubisoft will work alongside the developers to advance blockchain gaming, and they intend to tap into the expertise of Ubisoft's Strategic Innovation Lab. So Cronos is going to use their blockchain knowledge, and Ubisoft is going to use their gaming expertise to help make a blockchain game that is actually going to be something users will like and enjoy. New US Senate bill wants to regulate DeFi like a bank. The U.S. Senate is poised to take another crack at regulating the crypto industry with a new bill that would place stringent AML requirements on DeFi protocols. This bipartisan bill, called the Crypto Asset National Security Enhancement Act of 2023, would require DeFi protocols to impose bank-like controls to their user base. The bill intends to fight the rise of crypto-facilitated crime and close off avenues for the evasion of money laundering and sanction measures that are crucial to our national security, the briefing doc reads. So they're trying to fight anti-money laundering. They want to prevent red-listed people from moving money that shouldn't be moving money between countries, placing requirements on anyone who controls a DeFi protocol or makes available an application to use the protocol, or if nobody owns the protocol, then as a backstop, anyone who invests more than $25 million developing the protocol will be responsible for these obligations. These controlling entities would need to vet and collect information on their customers, maintain AML programs, report suspicious activity to the government, and block sanctioned individuals from using their protocol. So, onto the charts. Our total market cap is trying to break through our support resistance area, so this is good for us, as if we can make it support, we could see another uptrend. Our momentum is overall falling currently. Stochastic is falling, but is trying to get a bullish curl. Our RSI is trying to point up. VWAP is trying to come up. Our money flow is riding that neutral, so if our money flow breaks bearish, we could get a rejection here. Over on Bitcoin, we are getting a little bit of a drop. Our RSI is starting to fall. Money flow is overall falling a bit. Our stochastic is taking a bit of a drop and getting close to a bearish cross. Our VWAP is riding under that neutral line, so our momentum wave isn't quite getting a green dot yet, as we could see a rejection still. Over on Bitcoin, we are still riding in the bottom of this flag we have. We do have that manipulation X that didn't really take us anywhere yet. Our momentum is in the bearish territory. Money flow is in the bearish territory. RSI overall is sliding. Stochastic is in the bearish territory and oversold. It does have a slight chance for a bullish cross, but overall is weak. Our VWAP is starting to curl away here, so we could see a little bit of a rejection here. If that does happen, our momentum could get pushed down. The 4-hour, our stochastic is starting to get pushed down. RSI is overall dropping. VWAP has broken into the bearish territory, and our money flow is in the bearish territory, so we have multiple things pointing down. Our momentum is coming out with a red X because our VWAP has broken bearish. Over on the 2-hour, our stochastic is starting to fall with a bearish cross and a little bit of a bearish divergence, so we could see a bit of a drop here. RSI is pointing down, VWAP is heading down, our money flow is in the bearish territory making new lows, and our momentum's getting a red dot, so we could see that momentum get pushed down here. Over on the 1-hour, stochastic has a bearish cross and is falling. Our RSI is dumping pretty hard. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory. Money flow is getting new lows. Our momentum has a red dot. So very similar to the 2-hour. We could see a break of our trend here as we have two manipulation X's on the 1-hour. Usually when they happen in pairs, you can see them drop, at least on the higher time frames. So that carries onto the 2-hour. You could definitely see it play out. Over on Bitcoin, sorry, that was our futures, went a little deep into that, but Bitcoin's likely to be very similar. RSI is overall falling, stochastic is pretty oversold, so our stochastic is pretty beat down. Money flow is rejecting away. Our VWAP is trying to slightly head up, so we could get a little bullish traction if that continues. Our momentum wants to get a curl up, so we'll have to see if our momentum can get pushed up with our VWAP. Over on the 4-hour, you can see we're pretty much just going sideways and dumping away still. Don't really have any, might be able to make this like a shoulder, a head, and maybe a shoulder forming. If that does happen, we may see an inverse head and shoulders kind of slanted. That could retest the support resistance area. If we broke through it, we could see a retest of these areas and maybe go fill our higher gap then. But we'd have to see if we can break through all these resistances. RSI is heading down, stochastic's heading down, our money flow is starting to come out. We did slightly make a bounce off the neutral end, trying to make some new highs. Our VWAP is making lower highs and heading down toward the neutral though, so our momentum is getting a red dot and could start to come out on us. Over on the 2-hour, we have a manipulation X here, so that could drop us down. Stochastic's starting to push us down, RSI is starting to push us down, our VWAP is starting to drop a bit, our money flow is rejecting away from that neutral, so we tried to go bullish with the money flow, however now it's going back into the bearish territory. If we make a new local low as of right here, we could see further downside. Over on the 1-hour, we have a lot of manipulation X's here. Stochastic is beat down, it's starting to head down pretty hard. Our RSI is starting to drop pretty strongly. Our money flow is rejecting away from that neutral. We did try to break through multiple times, however we were not able to get the bullish momentum. Our momentum is coming down, but our VWAP slightly wants to gain some traction, so if that VWAP can go bullish, that may be able to help drag everything else down, which we would need to happen soon if we're going to have that inverse head and shoulders. Over on graph for the daily, we are again a manipulation X with an inverted hammer along upper shadow, so that shows that buyers tried to push us higher, but we ultimately got pushed down. RSI is overall taking a slide, stochastic is beat down, momentum's coming down with a red dot. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory and heading down pretty strongly, and our money flow still can't manage to go bullish, so overall we're more bearish leaning here. Over on the 4-hour, we are kind of in like a bull pendant kind of. You have that symmetrical triangle here that could break you up or down, so just keep that in mind. It does have a bearish possibility too. RSI is coming down, stochastic is coming down, our money flow is overall getting lower highs and trying to maintain the bullish momentum, but if we continue with lower highs, eventually we could inch our way out. Our VWAP is testing that neutral and breaking into the bearish territory, so our momentum could get a red dot that could confirm and bring us lower. Over on the 2 hour here, our stochastic is taking a pretty strong dump down, even though price isn't really moving anywhere. Our RSI is taking a pretty decent move down. Our money flow is rejecting away, about to break through that neutral, so if that money flow breaks through that neutral, we could have bearish traction here. Our VWAP is pushing down pretty strongly. We have a manipulation or a red dot here that brought us down. We had manipulation back here with the red X's that brought us slightly down, not too far. They don't always make you dump down, like real hard. Sometimes you'll get these big drops, sometimes you don't get much. So, over on the 1 hour, we do have quite a few manipulation X's all over the place. Stochastic is just dropping very harsh. RSI is dropping pretty strong. Money flow has broken in the bearish territory, so if this maintains, that could weaken our medium to higher time frames. Our momentum is coming down. Our VWAP wants to head up. If that VWAP can keep going up, that could help push everything else higher, but currently everything else is taking a pretty sharp drop. Over on Anchor for the daily, we do still have this wedge or triangle, however you want to look at it. Our stochastic is pushing down, RSI is pushing down, momentum is coming down. Our money flow is pretty flat. We did get a new high, but we aren't able to reclaim that high and push up currently. Our VWAP is pushing down, so overall we have slightly more bearish traction. However, that could reverse soon and we could get that break up. As far as our volume profile, we are making a bounce off this value area low for the bigger range. If we do break through the value area low for this medium trend range, we could head toward our point of control for both, which is the shared point here. Over on the 4 hour, RSI is starting to take a little bit of a drop. Our stochastic is kind of trying to drop as well. Our money flow is trying to make new highs, so if that money flow can keep this up, we could have a breakout. Our VWAP is heading down, so that VWAP may break into the bearish territory, and that could give our momentum a red dot that could bring it down. Over on the 4 hour here, we have a little bit of a manipulation X, so that could confirm, could bring us down. We'll have to watch that. Stochastic is starting to head down pretty sharply. RSI is starting to head down kind of sharp. Our money flow is starting to reject away. We did get a new high and then we're starting to push even lower, so that's not good for us. Our VWAP has broken in the bearish territory and our momentum has a red dot because of it. So overall, we could get a little bit of a push down. If we bounce off this support, that would be fine. However, if we break through, we could see a bearish break and invalidate this pattern. Remember, no pattern's 100%. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic's trying to get a bit of a curl here, so that is trying to give us a bit of a relief push up. RSI wants to get a little bit of a push up. We'll have to see if those can curl and push higher. Our momentum is looking like it could try to curl, but our VWAP is struggling to curl. That VWAP's going to need to go bullish if we're going to see a green dot and that momentum come higher. Our money flow did bounce off that neutral, so money flow is maintaining bullish momentum, so that is good for us. And we could see that continue into the medium to higher time frames for some higher price action. Over on XRP, we are into the golden pocket like I've been warning about. So we went to the top of it. We kind of are in the middle of it. If we close here, that'll be pretty decent for us. We could see a manipulation pump just way past it, and then maybe a retest of the higher trend area. We'll have to kind of see. Our RSI is getting lower highs though, so keep that in mind as that's a little bit of a divergence. Our stochastic is getting a little bit of a divergence and our momentum is curling. Our VWAP is trying to curl off that neutral though, so our VWAP could try to push this momentum wave just over that overbought area for quite some time. Money flow is trying to get a bit of a curl as well, so we do have some positive signs here. Over on the 4-hour, stochastic is starting to look like it wants to make a bearish cross and drop. Our momentum wants to take a little bit of a drop, kind of hard to see if it has a red dot yet. Our RSI is dropping with a red dot on it, so we could get a little bit of a breakdown. Money flow was overall trending up, but if we start to push down, that could start to reverse here. Our VWAP is riding that neutral, so if that VWAP breaks bearish, that momentum could push us lower here. Over on the 2-hour, you can see we kind of just zigzagged up, so we had some of a bear flag that did not play out. We managed to push beyond it, so that's why not every pattern's 100%. Our momentum is getting a bit of a bearish divergence. Stochastic is getting a bit of a bearish divergence. RSI is heading down, momentum's heading down with a red dot. We have a double red dot here. With our momentum, our stochastic is making a bearish cross, so our stochastic could push, and our VWAP is breaking into the bearish territory. So overall, we do have some signals that we could be a little bit overbought. However, we did get quite a pump up, and if we're going to maintain this range, those signals will eventually need to subside. Over on the 1-hour, our stochastic is pushing down. We have a bearish divergence highlighting. Momentum's coming down with a red dot. Our money flow is maintaining bullish momentum, so that is good for us. Our VWAP is coming down, so our VWAP could bring our momentum lower, but if that money flow maintains bullish momentum, we could see higher price. So I would keep an eye on if that VWAP can stay relatively close to the neutral and that money flow keep coming up, as we could just keep zigzagging up like we were around here. Finally, for algo for the daily, we are getting a little bit of a push down away from our point control with a manipulation X that could confirm. Our stochastic wants to get a bearish cross. Our RSI is starting to drop. VWAP is pushing lower, so our VWAP could break into the bearish territory and push us lower. It's slightly bearish right now. Our momentum is trying to push lower because our VWAP is peaking in that bearish territory, and we do have that red dot forming because of it, so those could bring us lower. Our money flow is kind of flattening out, so we were trying to come up, but we're not doing too good as of the last couple of candles. Over on the 4-hour, we did get some of a bounce near this value area low. Our RSI is starting to curl down though, so that could drop off. Our stochastic is starting to get a bullish cross, but it looks very weak. Our VWAP is in the bullish territory, but it doesn't look too convincing. Our money flow is trying to head toward that neutral. We'll have to see it actually break through and hold with some strength though. Our momentum looks like it wants to come up, but if that VWAP doesn't maintain bullish momentum, it's likely to come back down. Over on the 2-hour, we have a bearish cross that's about to happen on our stochastic. Our RSI is starting to round off, VWAP is rounding off, money flow is breaking in the bearish territory. We tried to go bullish, but we were unable to hold multiple times. Our momentum is starting to curl away, so overall we're more bearish leaning than bullish. We don't really have any pattern that I see that could help us. Over on the 1-hour, we are getting a little bit of a reversal arrow, so that's signaling we could see a trend reversal. We were going downwards and sideways. When we went downwards and sideways and got that last time, we got a little bit of a break up. So if that can give us a break up again, we'll need to see that area hold. Otherwise, we could get rejected and slam back down. Our stochastic is starting to push away with a bearish cross. RSI is starting to curl away. Momentum has a red dot and is starting to curl down. And our VWAP has broken in the bearish territory. Our money flow is bearish, so overall we're a little more bearish leaning. If our money flow maintains bearish momentum, we could just reverse and head down instead of just heading up, as when you see these reversal arrows on the lower time frames, they can be a little goofy. Like here, you went down and then sideways, reversal arrow, you went down more. So don't count on it all the time. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.